Multiple cruisers and destroyers were damaged and sunk in this Chinese fighter bombers air raid. Until now, the rescue and firefighting operations are still ongoing. More information about this attack will be reported later. At now, we will broadcast the public announcement that's scheduled by the US government. Please pay attention to the following message.
This is a public announcement from the U.S. government. The President will begin his speech shortly. Important information is included in this announcement. Please pay attention to this announcement.
To all fellow citizens, today, March 18th, 2014, a tragic day we will never forget. The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Union of Great China Socialist Republics. The attack today on the Hawaii and Alaska has caused severe damage to American naval and military forces. I regret to tell you that many American lives have been lost. As Commander-in-Chief of the Army and Navy, I have instructed all measures to be taken to defend the country, but our entire nation will forever remember the nature of this fierce attack launched against us. Since World War III ended, China has occupied and annexed most of the countries in Asia, go along with Soviet Union in evil deeds, try to take down the United States and our allies. And now, the time of their invasion has come. If we not fight back, we will be fall to enemy occupation and annexation, rest of other countries as well. In these 30 years, we have made all the necessary preparations for the military. We sweared that never ever let them annex any our allies. And now, that day has came. No matter how long it takes to defeat this deliberate invasion, the American people, with their righteous strength, will ultimately prevail. I believe that when I asserted that we would not only do everything in our power to defend ourselves, but also ensure that such treacherous behavior would never again endanger us, I was interpreting the will of Congress and the people. Hostilities exist. There is no blinking at the fact that our people, territory, freedom, interests, and anything else are in great danger. With confidence in our army and the unwavering determination of the people, we will surely achieve final victory. At now, the Congress has officially declared that since the unprovoked and dastardly attack by China on Tuesday, March 18, 2014, a state of war has existed between the United States of America and the Union of Great China Socialist Republics. In the coming days, our country and the world are at a critical juncture. May our determination be unwavering. Together, we can achieve final victory. Thank you, and God bless our country.
Внимание! Это важное объявление от правительства СССР. Просим обратить внимание на это объявление.
Правительство СССР сделало это заявление в связи с недавними событиями в мире. Сегодняшний день войдет в историю. Правительство Соединенных Штатов официально объявило войну Союзу Великих Китайских Социалистических Республик. До объявления войны Соединенными Штатами китайские военно-морские и военно-воздушные силы храбро атаковали американские военные базы на Гавайях и Аляске, нанеся серьезный ущерб американским вооруженным силам. Теперь Соединенные Штаты начинают войну против Китая и нашего коммунистического блока. После Третьей мировой войны мы доказали, что Соединенные Штаты и западный капиталистический блок не непобедимы. Мы освободили Восточную и Юго-Восточную Азию от капиталистического блока во главе с Американской империей и аннексировали их в наш коммунистический блок свободы. Объявление войны Соединенными Штатами – это непосильная задача. Однако мы не можем ослаблять бдительность перед ними. Эта война будет битвой не на жизнь, а на смерть, либо мы, либо они. И мы никогда не сдадимся нашему врагу – капитализму. В настоящее время СССР объявил состояние войны Соединенным Штатам Америки и их союзникам в среду, 19 марта 2014 года. СССР вместе с нашими союзниками по Варшавскому договору, Китаем, Ираном, Кубой и другими союзниками, мы одержим окончательную победу. Да здравствует Союз Советских Социалистических Республик!
Vad händer? De sovjetiska soldaterna har passerat gränsen. Kör, kör! Herregud, de skickade till och med stridsvagnar och jetplan.
Detta är en attackvarning. För några minuter sedan korsade den sovjetiska och nordsvenska armén gränsen från nordsvenska. Flera sovjetiska och nordsvenska trupper, stridsvagnar och stridsflygplan korsade gränsen till Sverige. Den svenska regeringen har utfärdat undantagstillstånd. Följande är de län där evakueringsorder har utfärdats: Jämtland, Medelpad, Härjedalen, Hälsingland. Följande är de län där evakueringsförberedelseråd har utfärdats: Dalarna, Gästrikland, Uppland. Om du befinner dig i de län där evakueringsorder har utfärdats, vänligen evakuera till effektiva evakueringsplatser, såsom evakueringsskydd. Om du befinner dig i en krigszon eller av andra skäl som gör att du inte kan ta dig till ett evakueringsskydd, stanna under jorden eller under en stabil struktur. Om du befinner dig i de län där evakueringsförberedelseråd har utfärdats, vänligen förbered nödvändiga föremål och förbered dig på att evakuera när som helst. Vid evakuering, vänligen förbered icke-fördärvliga livsmedel och vatten, kläder och viktiga dokument för minst 7 dagar. Håll utkik efter ytterligare nyheter och information från pålitliga nyheter och myndigheters webbplatser.
Alerte aux raids aériens. Plusieurs avions de chasse et bombardiers soviétiques pénètrent dans le ciel français. Les régions susceptibles d'être attaquées sont les suivantes: Grand Est, Île-de-France, Île-de-France, Normandie. Veuillez vous mettre immédiatement à l'abri. Restez à l'écoute pour plus d'informations et d'alertes diffusées à la télévision et à la radio.
Thank you for everyone joining this emergency meeting. We have urgent and important information to share with everyone in here. On March 18th and 19th, 2014, the UGCSR, Union of Great China Socialist Republics, and USSR, Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, have officially begun their attack and invasion to our allies. Timeline: March 6th, 2014, around 2:40 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Chinese reconnaissance aircraft entered the skies over Alaska and start reconnaissance. The U.S. Army shot down the reconnaissance aircraft by missile. March 7th, 2014 to March 14th, 2014. Chinese fighter jets keep invaded the airspaces of allied countries. March 18th, 2014, around 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Multiple incidents of sabotage and cyber attacks have occurred in several allied countries by China and USSR. March 18th, 2014, around 5:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. China launch air and missiles attack on territories in Pacific region, including Hokkaido, Japan, Australia, New Zealand, Guam, Hawaii, and other multiple countries and territories in Pacific Ocean. March 18th, 2014, around 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. China and USSR officially launch attack and invasion to Hokkaido, Japan, Europe, Oceania, Pacific, and North America. If our defenses fail, Hokkaido, Oceania, and the Pacific will fall into Chinese hands, and Europe will fall into Soviet hands. If that happens, the fall of Billyburg, the United States, and the rest of the world will only be a matter of time. At now, a new world war is unavoidable, and we must fight until China and USSR surrender. However, given their military strength, this could take an unpredictable long time and result in casualties. But we have no other choices. The OTO, Oceania Treaty Organization, has formally declared war on hostile states in accordance with Article 5 of the treaty. Hostile states: Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, Union of Great China Socialist Republics, Iran, Syria, Yemen, Cuba, Venezuela, Bolivia. According Article 5 of Oceania Treaty, the parties agree that an armed attack against one or more of OTO members shall be considered an attack against them all, and consequently they agree that, if such an armed attack occurs, each of them, in exercise of the right of individual or collective self-defense recognized by the Charter of the new United Nations, will assist the party or parties so attacked by taking forthwith, individually and in concert with the other parties, such action as it deems necessary, including the use of armed force, to restore and maintain the security. After the meeting discussion, Billyburg government has officially announced the activation of Billyburg Joint Defense Protocol. All member states will enter defensive mode to against China and USSR. Supplementary information. Oceania Treaty Organization, OTO. In 1982, a few months after the end of World War III, the United States has signed a treaty with Australia and New Zealand in Canberra. Due to Australia and New Zealand are Oceania countries, the treaty has been named Oceania Treaty. An Oceania Treaty Organization has been founded. The Oceania Treaty is a joint defense treaty. The goal is to defend against the invasion from China and USSR. After the treaty was drafted, most countries in the world rushed to sign it. And currently, more than 50 countries had signed the treaty, became a global joint defense organization. In 1983, all remaining NATO member states joined the OTO, which effectively replaced NATO. Motto of OTO: peace is goal, freedom is future, knowledge is strength. New United Nations and UN. The old United Nations was formally dissolved in 1982 after the World War III. However, on the one hand, the Allies need even more strength to defend against China and USSR. On the other hand, people generally believed a new international organization is still needed to handling international affairs. In 1983, New United Nations is founded. Features of New United Nations. All member states must be freedom and democratic countries. Every 3 years, all member states must undergo an assessment of their level of freedom, democracy, and rule of law. This assessment will affect whether member states remain or leave. All member states must send 2% of their military forces to form the new United Nations Army, except for member states that do not have their own armies. When a humanitarian crisis occurs, the affiliated organizations and armed forces of new United Nations have the right and should respond immediately. Permanent members of the new United Nations Security Council are elected by new United Nations member states. The term of office is 3 years. Billyburg Joint Defense Protocol. In order to resist the invasion of the Pacific by China and USSR, Billyburg Joint Defense Protocol was finalized by Billyburg Government and Defense Agency at the end of 1982. All member states are Pacific Rim countries, including Billyburg, United States, Canada, Mexico, Costa Rica, Panama, Colombia, Peru, Chile, Hokkaido, Japan, Australia, New Zealand, Palau, Solomon Islands, Marshall Islands, and Fiji. Since World War II, Billyburg has become a base for secretly testing and producing new weapons. The protocol allows all member states to share intelligence and prioritize access to and use of new weapons to more effectively defend against China and USSR. Once China and USSR started the invasion to allies in Pacific, this protocol will come into effect. All member states will enter defensive mode. All available new and experimental weapons will be used. Current battle situation. East Asia. Chinese troops have invaded Hokkaido from the Jidong Autonomous Region by land and air, and are currently engaged in combat with Japanese forces in Hakodate. Also, Soviet troops and planes found in battlefield. Soviet Union could possibly join the invasion of Hokkaido too. Oceania, Australia, Northern Territory, and Queensland have reportedly been attacked and invaded by Chinese troops. The Solomon Islands, Palau, and Guam have reportedly been attacked and invaded by Chinese troops and are requesting immediate reinforcements. Europe. Multiple European countries have reportedly been fierce attacked and invaded by Soviet troops, including West Germany, France, Netherlands, Belgium, Denmark, Italy, South Norway, South Sweden, and South Finland. We have confirmed that these attacks were not small-scale conflicts, but large-scale attacks against our allies. All OTO members have been informed the current situation and prepare to begin the necessary actions to defend against China and USSR. Billyburg Joint Defense Protocol has been active now for defend against the enemies until very end. May we all get through this.
こちらは大中華連合およびソビエト連邦との現在の戦争に関する戦時定期放送です。現在戦争の最新情報をお伝えします。これまでのところ軍事侵攻に関連する死傷者は1082名です。死傷者のほとんどは北海道南部特に函館市と北斗市で発生しています。これは軍事侵攻によるものです。また北海道中央部の札幌市、小樽市、室蘭市、苫小牧市、登別市でも敵のミサイル攻撃や空襲による死傷者が出ています。政府は渡島総合振興局、檜山振興局、島牧村、黒松内町、鈴町に対し強制避難命令を発令しました。これらの地域の住民は直ちに北へ避難してください。また石狩振興局、胆振総合振興局および後部市総合振興局のその他の地域に対し避難準備勧告が発令されました。住民の皆様は今後の避難に備え十分な食料水衣類医薬品をご準備ください。現在の戦闘状況は以下の通りです。数日前中国軍が極東自治区から艦艇と水陸両用艦艇を用いて北海道への侵攻を開始して以来函館北斗、その他複数の町が中国軍に占領されました。現在中国軍は八雲防衛線において日本軍と交戦中です。現在も八雲防衛線は中国軍の侵攻を阻止し続けています。札幌、小樽、石狩、室蘭、苫小牧、登別は中国軍とソ連軍の戦闘機爆撃機ミサイルによる攻撃を受けました。また奥尻島と大島は中国とソ連の軍艦による攻撃を受けました。空軍と海軍は敵への反撃を開始するため派遣されました。これらは侵攻開始後に撮影された写真です。戦争中に多くの建物が破壊されました。3月19日以降複数の発電所が中国のスパイによって被害を受けました。現在も北海道各地で停電が続いています。発電所の緊急復旧作業は現在も継続中です。本日のトピックは以下の通りです。本日アメリカからの増援部隊と補給品が新千歳空港および複数の米軍基地に到着しました。これらは日本軍の現在の戦闘状況と物資不足の緩和に役立つでしょう。オセアニア条約機構が中国とソ連に宣戦布告した後さらなる増援部隊と補給品が間もなく到着する見込みです。本日午後4時頃札幌の食料配給所第3支所で混乱が発生しました。食料配給の過程で一部の人々の間で衝突が発生しました。警察は衝突を鎮圧しました。 一部の専門家は政府が昨日食料配給制を発表して以来人々は食料供給を非常に心配しており食料を手に入れるために暴力に訴える者もいると指摘しています。政府は安定した食料供給を維持すべきです。最近多くの主要なソーシャルメディアプラットフォームで大量の虚偽情報や誤解を招く情報が拡散されています。これらの虚偽情報や誤解を招く情報は現在の戦争と政府の声明に関するものです。例えば防衛戦が中国軍に圧倒された政府は中国に降伏したなどです。政府は声明を発表し政府が中国に降伏したや日本軍が敗北したといった報道は全て偽情報であり、国民は信じたり拡散したりしないでください。日本は大中華連合に決して降伏しません。勝利するまで戦い続けます。同盟国の力があれば必ずこの戦争に勝利しますと述べています。一部の専門家はこれらの偽ニュースや情報は中国によって拡散されている可能性があり、これは日本に対する心理戦であると指摘しています。中国は偽ニュースを流布することで国民の思考に影響を与え、ひいては政府や軍の作戦行動に影響を与えようとしているのです。国民は偽ニュースや情報に警戒しのみにせず信頼できる情報源からのみニュースを入手すべきです。以上で今夜の戦時定期放送を終了しました。どうぞご安全にお過ごしください。おやすみなさい。
注意，琉球省人民政府已向您所在地区发布重要通知，请留意收听即将收到的信息。
本通知因应中国中央政府的命令发出。目前我们正处于一场解放世界对抗美国和西方势力的战争之中。在当前的战争中，我国人民军队在战场上所向披靡，解放了更多受苦受难的人民和土地，击退了西方势力的军队。然而，在当前时期下，敌人可能就在我们身边。西方势力的间谍或叛国者可能潜伏在我们国家，尤其是在太平洋沿岸和澳大利亚附近的地区。为此，中国中央政府特此向太平洋沿岸和澳大利亚附近的各省、自治区、直辖市和自治共和国发出本通知。发电厂、机场、军事基地、兵工厂和造船厂等都是国家重点设施，它们也可能成为西方军队空袭、无人机袭击和导弹攻击的目标。此外，西方间谍或叛国者有可能渗透到这些设施中，窃取关键信息或破坏这些设施。市民应采取以下措施：务必对任何行为可疑的人保持高度警惕，尤其是那些在关键领域担任要职的人。这些人很可能是西方间谍或叛国者，他们可能在协助西方势力。可疑行为如下：拍摄重要设施、大型武器或情报的照片，与身份不明的可疑外国人有联系并频繁接触，向身份不明的可疑外国人泄露关键情报。如果您发现间谍或间谍活动，或发现有人协助西方势力的证据，请立即向国家安全部报告。今天，东亚已统一为一个中国，驱逐了美帝国主义，为全人类带来了繁荣。现在，由美国和西方领导的世界将被我们终结，东方将成为世界的领导者。愿我们的大中华社会主义共和国联盟解放世界！大中华社会主义共和国联盟万岁！
不回头。 The scheduled broadcast will begin shortly. Please stand by for a statement by Oceania Treaty Organization.
This statement is transmitted at the request of Oceania Treaty Organization. Please pay attention to the following statement.
Fellow citizens of the world, our family, life, country, freedom, and peace are facing an unprecedented threat. The Union of Soviet Socialist Republics and Union of Great China Socialist Republics began their invasion of us. Today is the 4th day since the declaration of war. Chinese and Soviet troops are trying to invading all of our OTO members, try to use their dictatorship and violence to eliminate our freedom and democracy. These dictatorships have shown themselves to be hostile and aggressive towards us. They try to divide and rule the world by their autocracy. For our family, our friends, our loved ones, our freedom, our way of life, our generation, and our future, we cannot allow them to invade and destroy us. We must protect all of our OTO members and defeat all hostile states. We can't afford to lose anything more. Since World War III, we lost almost whole Asia and even more Europe. But now, we are fully prepared to deal with their invasion. This will be the decisive battle with China and Soviet Union. Either they surrender, or we fall under their control and become the object of their dictatorial rule. In the foreseeable future, this war will last a very long time. This will be a very difficult time for everyone. We understand that this is very difficult for everyone to hear. We will do everything in our power to minimize the casualties and loss on civilians. However, we must also be prepared for the huge casualties and a long war period. In order, we can end the war by defeat them as soon as possible. We will develop more comprehensive operational plans, improve military equipment, and strengthen soldier training. We also call on all citizens to support the war effort in various ways, whether it's by volunteering, donating supplies, or simply expressing support for our cause. We are very grateful for what you have done for our war effort. We will spare no effort to defend all our OTO members. We will and must defeat the enemies. With United, we can overcome any difficulty. Thank you for your support and courage.